Well, hello there, friends and family. So glad to see you again. And I know it's been a while. Well, we finally got done watching all those Olympics live, which sort of disrupted my schedule. But I surely enjoyed it. And it's something that only happens every 4 years. Right? Now, it's over. So today, Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022, it's one of those days I'm always glad to get under my belt. You might wonder why. Well, I paid all the monthlies, the bills. We're living. Electric bill, gas bill, phone bill, insurance bill, bill, and everything. So, all the bills are paid. The kiddie crew's all taken care of. Got plenty of food and treats and everything they need. I pretty much got everything I need. And, not always, but sometimes, we have a few extra shekels in our pocket. And with all the craziness that's going on in the world right now, and I'm not going to go right all into all that, primarily the Ukraine crisis, and where that's all going to lead and how that's going to affect us all. And I might add, if you'd like for Mr. Tom to dive deep and give you my opinions and thoughts, I can do that in another video. So there's a big enough response that we'll actually sit down, make some snacks, and enjoy that. Then you let me know in the comments below the video. But yeah, we're out in the focus. And as you might see, many of y'all are already starting to pile in. So you better buckle up, behave. We're going to take a little ride. But we're on a mission with our little bit of extra mad money we got at the end of the month. And over, the last couple of weeks, in discussing some things with a good friend of mine down in Louisiana, sometimes we reminisce about life long ago. And I was reminiscing one night, telling a story, and many of y'all know the story, when I got my first public job. When my daddy dropped me off in Huntsville, Alabama, early one morning and told me he wanted me to have a job before he returned at 5 in the afternoon. And, to his great surprise, when he pulled up later that afternoon, I did exactly that. If you want to hear some of that story, and that you can hear it on one of my videos called Why I Do here on YouTube. Like always, the videos are my way of leaving something behind for my children and my grandchildren when old Mr. Tom is up hanging out with our Father God. And I hope I'm worthy at the time. I'm working towards that more with every day. But anyway, I was telling that story of that job, but there was another part of it. And you see, even though I'd worked with my father ever since I was 6, right by his side, doing spare jobs on the weekends and holidays, because we needed the money. Anytime we could make a few extra bucks, Dad would be out doing it no matter what. Plumbing, bricklaying, post hole digging, cutting trees down, you name it, we did it. And it really didn't matter what it paid, anything. It was better than nothing. Sometimes I wasn't all too happy about what we were paid, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, I got that job, and I was working on that summer of my 10th year in 1966 at a Texaco gas station at the corner of Bob Wallace and Memorial Parkway in Huntsville, Alabama. And I'd work there all week, Monday through that Friday. And I worked 16 hours a day, I did. Surely did, for 5 days. And Mr. Tadlock paid me that Friday. And I went home And I gave my mother that money because I was working for the family. You know, back then, that's why you worked. And I'll say this, a lot of children did. Not only in jobs like that, but on farms and mills and what have you. And now people want to look back from this time period and go, oh, that was abusing children. No, I'm going to tell you, we were more than proud to help our families. Back then, family was everything. We were proud of it. To be able to contribute. Yes, we were. And yeah, the conditions could sometimes be harsh. Just like that job I had. Now, I was only pumping gas, checking oil, tire pressure, washing windows, and helping out in the service bays. But it would be 16 hours a day. And for that first week of 5 days, on those 16 hours, whatever that comes to, I received $58.40. I think I was making 71 cents an hour at the time. Yep. I don't know what it was after tax, but all I remember was I was quite disappointed, because this would be the first time I got a taste of tax, even at 13. But I took my money home, my little pay envelope, which was how you got it back then, and I gave it to my mama. I mean, I had a big smile on my face, my chest was out, and I was just so happy. Mama counted it out on the table. And then she went to put it in her pocket, but then she took it back out, and she took out $2 and handed it back to me. And so, this is for you, son. Thank you ever so much. This is really going to help. But in case you want something special. Now, granted, my mama, you know, always got up early, even on the weekends when I worked, made breakfast for me, and she always packed me a lunch. Now, it wasn't much, you know, slice of bologna and cheese with onion, mustard, and white bread. 2 of them, sandwich. No, there wouldn't be no chips, no Go-Gurts, none of that crap. Or, her other go-to was chopped ham. No, not 3 or 4, 5 slices. 1 slice American cheese, onion. Now, if the gardens were going, might get a slice of tomato and some lettuce too. And mustard. Every day, she'd make sure I had that lunch, and she'd make sure, I didn't go without it. But on this particular day, which would be the Saturday, after that Friday I got paid, I told her, Mama, don't make me a lunch. I'm going to buy me a lunch. And right beside that Texaco station on that corner was one of only 1 or 2 fast food restaurants we had in Huntsville, Alabama. And it was called Beanstalk Burgers. Yep. And back then, you know, they used to have these things, like, you remember that they're big boy Shoney's, not sure what they were made out of, fiberglass and plastic and what. But they had made them a big old beanstalk, about 3 foot wide, had big old green leaves, and had Jack climbing up it, holding a burger. And it was right there, beside the shop. And I'd seen it so many times when we'd be down in Huntsville. Never could stop. So we just didn't have the money for those things. Of course, we never did stop at McDonald's either, which we had one in Huntsville. You know, the kind with the golden arches on both ends, all lit up, looking bright. And you had to walk up to the window, put your order in, the menu was up above. Yep, that was pretty much the same way Beanstalk Burgers was. You had a window. And their menu was pretty much just like McDonald's was at the time. They had a hamburger, cheeseburger, hot dog, fries. No, not small, large, regular, just fries. They had sodas. You could get you a Coke, an orange, lemon lime, and you could get a milkshake. That was the sum total of the menu. But that was also the sum total at the time of McDonald's. So I ordered me a cheeseburger. Woo! I was going top of the line here, baby. And I ordered me an order of fries. Now, I didn't get me a drink. Nope. Surely didn't. Because drinks, back then, albeit they were 6 ounce, in the drink box, were 10 cents. I think they were 15. Here again, they didn't have small, medium, large. They just had drinks, one size. 15 cents. So I could save me a nickel by going back to the station, put me a dime in that Coca-Cola machine, and pulling me one of them frosty cold Coca-Colas. And I don't know about you, if you've ever had one of those 6 ounce ones in glass bottles back in the day, woo, they're so much better than what they are now. I don't know what changed. Something has. So why am I telling you this story from old 56 years back in my life? Well, it got me to thinking. That whole meal, that cheeseburger, and that order of fries, which I will guarantee you is what we call small fries now, cost me 73 cents with tax. Here again, as I stared at the receipt, I was getting me a taste of that federal, state, and city sales tax. You know what I'm saying. See, up until that point, that little 13-year-old didn't have no experience with tax. And I got that and carried it back, and you would have thought I was eating at the Ritz. Woo! And that's why that memory's burnt in my brain. So I thought today, since all of y'all piling in the car, we'd go out and we'd recreate that meal, that cheeseburger and that fries, at my local fast food restaurants here. At McDonald's, Jack's, Hardee's, and Dairy Queen. That's all we got. So hey, let's take a ride. Well, as y'all can see too, it's a beautiful day in my part of Alabama in the deep south. Partly cloudy skies where they ain't cloudy. It's nice and blue. Now, it's been raining the last couple of days, and what will shock you, as it has shocked me this week, like I say, this is February 22nd, is today, it is currently at 2:44 in the afternoon, 78 degrees. Now you think about that in comparison to February 2021, where the entire southeast and southwest was experiencing some of the coldest temperatures ever recorded. I mean, it got so cold in Texas, their power grid failed. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people throughout the South, not only in Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, some parts of Florida, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and the Carolinas were without power, which would result in their water pipes freezing and bursting, and you know, all the aftermath of that when it all started to warm up. So in 2021 we were freezing. Lows here down in the high teens. I think they got down some places in Texas down single digits and even below zero maybe. It just put such a strain on their power grid, it collapsed and caused some real hardships. People died. I think after it was all said and done, some 100 people died resulting from that historic cold snap last February. Well, there's gas, 337. Yep. Crude oil right now is approaching 100 a gallon. 100 a barrel, that is. And it ain't been there in a long, long time. Of course, that all has to do with the current crisis that's going on. And with that crisis, the entire world will be affected. Maybe not by our men fighting and dying, but in our pocketbooks. It's coming. Because the simple fact, prices in the U.S. as well as everywhere in the world are no longer set locally. Nope, they surely aren't. They're set globally. They surely are. So not only is the Ukrainian citizens going to pay a price for this, far greater than we are, and the Russians, Europe, but America will, Canada, Central, South America, Africa, the Middle East. All of us poor citizens are going to feel it in the wallet and purses. We surely are. If we weren't already feeling enough. And that's what sort of, when I was reminiscing about that meal that I was so proud to buy with my very first pay from my very first public job, and that, my own money, what it would cost today in comparison. In other words, things are so crazy and messed up right now, I didn't want to dwell into that anymore. I've been spending far too much time tracking it, analyzing it, praying, hoping. Just let's do something crazy. Let's do something entertaining. And I got to thinking, well, what is that? I thought about, doing some things out in the yard, but I know it looks pretty dry, but up until the last hour or so, it's been pretty wet. The amazing thing about here in Alabama, especially at this temperature, now we're at 77, by the way, it don't take long once that sun peeks out to dry everything up. But like I say, for the last 2.5 days, going on 3, it's just been one of them narrow, soggy, wet, and damp days. Now, for all intents and purposes, and by looking at the long-range forecast, spring for now has sprung. So where are we going to stop? Well, right there's the Golden Arches. Which is sort of unique. Because back in the day, the only other fast food burger joint we had in Huntsville, Alabama was exactly that. The original Golden Arches. And we're going to pull in here first. And it won't be our only stop today. So hold on.
Hi. Are you a rewards member? If so, please provide me with your rewards code. Order when you're ready.
No, I'm not a rewards member. How do I get that?
Go ahead with your order.
Yes, I would like 1 cheeseburger and 1 small fry.
Anything else for you?
Nope.
First one.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
How much was that?
You have to find your first the order your total at the first one though.
Okay, thank you. Some people don't respect who got here first. like this lady in the Range Rover. She come in behind me. But I guess she got her order in quicker. She just saw me starting to pull in. She got a Range Rover. So, hers is bigger, little Focus. You know, she doesn't know all the offensive and defensive capabilities of the Focus. No, I could have zapped her. But since all of y'all are with me, you know, I refrained.
405?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 405.
405.
405.
There's some confusion going on at McDonald's. Well, for just a cheeseburger and a small fries, it was $4.05 with tax. And that's amazing. Yes, ma'am.
Have a good one.
Thank you, ma'am. So yeah, it was $4.05. Of course, it's been 56 years, and that meal would have cost that 73 cents back in 1966. So there you have it. Now that's inflation. Wages, I mean, they're paying $10, $12 an hour there now. I've heard in a lot of cities they pay 15 or more. So the next place we're going to whip into here's my favorite. See, we're going to do this in each of my fast food restaurants. Now to Jack's. Do you wonder what it'll cost here? No, I think for just, we didn't buy a double cheeseburger. That was just a cheeseburger and small fries. $4.05. Well, let's see what it's going to be here at mine and Nikita Cruz's favorite place.
You can order when you're ready.
Yeah, I would like a cheeseburger and a small order of fries. Nope, small.
Okay. That'll be $4.05.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, just as something of note, and you might have seen there's a little white piece of paper there on the speaker. And when I pulled up, you know what that said? Jack's is currently out of Coke. Coca-Cola. Now, what's going on, folks? But if you didn't hear, a cheeseburger here and fries somehow is the exact same price as McDonald's. $4 and a shiny nickel. So this is starting, the plot's starting to thicken. It's a good thing I got a console full of change with plenty of nickels, right?
Fries, is that correct?
Now I just got a cheeseburger and fries. There you go. Cheer up some. It'll be okay. Thank you, ma'am. It'll be fine. Must be her first day too. She was stressing out. Poor thing. But, yep, it was $4 and a nickel there too. Yep. So now, we're gonna head it up to home to the original charbroiled burgers, even before Burger King. So where we go? Yep, Hardee's. Where we been before? Because I try to switch it up with the kitty crew. Sometimes, or most of the time, they get Jack's because that's their #1 favorite. But they will tolerate and pretty much think they're yummy too, Hardee's. So we're going to go to Hardee's, and once again, we're going to order just a cheeseburger and order small fries. Now, y'all, I've been smacking them hands. Leave the fries alone. Put the burger down. We're trying to do a, you know, nostalgic cost comparison here, guys. Yeah, okay. If y'all want to sneak a fry or two out, that's okay. Hey, there's some of them there ketchup packets in the glove box. If any of y'all want ketchup too. And I think there's some extra salt packets in there. And if any of y'all are from Canada and need you some pepper, I think there's some in there too. You know, I come well prepared. Now there are energy bars in there too. Survival bars. But leave that other thing in there. In the holster alone. No. That's for stapling. Just saying. So here we are at the home of the Charbroiled Thick Burgers. They've been charbroiling them, and you can smell them too. Long time. And so far, there's been a lot of confusion and slow service at the last two, McDonald's and Jack's. They must be training new employees.
Thank you for choosing Hardee's. Order when you're ready.
Yes, I would like a regular cheeseburger and a small order of fries.
Okay, a regular cheeseburger and a small order of fries. Anything else?
That'll be it.
$5.59. Pull around.
That's for your small cheeseburger?
Yes, sir.
$5.59.
Yes, sir. With a small order of fries with it.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Woo. Well, I hope it's a bigger cheeseburger, because that cost a whole $1.54 more than the one at McDonald's and at Jack's. Woo, Lordy. Well, that's a price increase. I'll be curious when we get these home and I'll lay them out on the counter if there's much difference. And we're going to do that too. And like I say, you know, if y'all ain't filled up on fries yet by the time we get home, you know, I'll start cutting up the burgers. You know, got to be bite-sized pieces, because what? There's several thousand of y'all here today. So you basically just get a taste. You know, my last name ain't Rockefeller. It ain't even Vanderbilt. Gates, Zuckerberg, Buffett. You know, we all know the names. And as you can tell, all of them are quite surprised that that's all we're getting. It's a lowly cheeseburger and small fries. Now, if you'd have asked me today if a cheeseburger and small fries would cost $5.59, would I ever believed you? Let alone $4 and a nickel. I would have told you were crazy. See, that's why I was curious. Well, I'm definitely learning something today, that fast food is back to the days of old. Back when we didn't have it every day. Back growing up, we might have it once, maybe twice a year. And I didn't have to feed all of you in the kitty crew. That's probably how often we'd have it when we normally do. There you go.
Ketchup.
Yeah, please throw some ketchup in there and make sure I get a receipt.
All right.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You too. Woo, that was a shocker. I'm sure some of y'all already typing away. I can't believe you spent $5.59. I'm sure some of y'all already typing them. Well, I can't believe you spent $4.05. Yeah, But like I said, if y'all leave me anything, I will be enjoying these on late night. You know, when I'm answering your comments, looking into things for you, or editing videos. Oops. Sorry about that, guys and girls. Now we're somewhere you have never been. RDQ, Grill and Chill. Yep. And we're gonna see what a cheeseburger and fries cost at Dairy Queen. You know, the DQ. Will it be more? Or will it be less? There's one thing about it. Hardee's, they done set the bar. Now this is the last fast food place we got.
Hi, welcome to DQ. Order when you're ready.
Yes, I'd like a cheeseburger and a small order of fries.
It's going to be $4.40. Please pull around.
$4.40?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, sir.
My pleasure.
Well, it's only $4.40 here. 35 cents more than McDonald's and Jack's. So at least I know now that, you know, on those rare occasions later, when I'm hankering for a cheeseburger and a small fries, I know where to come now, don't I? Yep, you guessed it. Just go to my favorite, Jack's. Which I might add, their cheeseburgers are downright tasty with that special sauce. As all of y'all will find out a little later. Now, it's been ages since I've ate at the DQ. Now I know many of you are clamoring now for ice cream. Well, I'm broke now. You have to be just happy. Sneaking prize. What more can you ask for? Now I don't hear nobody passing up no money. So this is all we got. What's in my hand? Now, granted, we do got spare change in the console. Well, that's one thing about me. I don't be handing no cards into no windows I can't see. Nope. My cards don't leave my hand. I know many of you. Well, that's old-fashioned, Mr. Tom. Yeah, it might be. But at least I ain't ever been hit in a long, long time by no scammer. Don't leave my hand. Because once upon a time, years ago, I definitely got hit in a restaurant up in Auburn. Gave it to a waiter. They came back. I signed my little ticket, took my card back, and I wouldn't use that card for about a week. Then I go to Walmart and find out I was maxed out. Now, it took quite some time to get that taken care of. And sometimes you just can't. But I learned my lesson. Nope. Now, if I go to a sit-down restaurant, I bring greenbacks.
$4.40, sir.
$4.40? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Appreciate it. So there you have it. We have got now a cheeseburger and a small order of fries from all of our fast food restaurants we have here. So that same meal, my very first meal, I bought my very first own money from my public job, which cost me $73 with tax. Well, the lowest I can get it for here is, of course, $4 and a nickel. You know, Dairy Queen came in second highest at $4.40. And then Hardee's done lost their mind at $5.59. Of course, you did hear I had that check, because granny, Hardee's has what they call the large cheeseburger. You know? And then their regular cheeseburger is called the small. Now, I'll have to get home, and which we will all be going into the country kitchen and laying this out and seeing what we got for our money. So I'm hoping y'all lay off the price so we can have, you know, good comparison. But if we get there and the fries are all ravaged, just understand that's y'all's fault. But we can take a look at the burgers we got. Now, I ain't gonna taste test all the burgers now, because if y'all don't want them, because maybe you fast food snobs, or maybe, like sometimes happens during these videos, where I take my extra money, yeah, I could save and that, but I do put a little bit back every month to save. Like I say, this is always mad money. And there ain't no better. I mean, you know, if the kids were here, I'd spend it on them. And, you know, if the kiddie crew needed anything, I'd spend it on them. Now, I'm basically spending it on me and all of y'all. And if nothing more today, this will distract you some. You know, from how anxious you might be feeling or worried because of events going on in our world. Anyway, that was part of my intent for myself, let alone for all of y'all. Well, like you say, there's Shell 343. You know, because of the current crisis, some are predicting gas prices to be $5 on average across the U.S. Of course, I have many viewers out in California, on the West Coast, and their gas is already up in some areas $4.50 to nearly $5. So if it goes average 5 for the U.S., it's just going to get slapped down stupid on the West Coast. And I don't understand that. Must be taxes and everything. Because I know when we talk all about our gas prices here in the Southeast and East Coast and Southwest, they all tend to get a little disgruntled. And can't say that I blame them. So for those of you, I'm sure, that are doing the math, and some will be telling, I can't believe you spent that kind of money. You know, I cook for myself all the time. And you see my recipes if you watch my cooking videos. It's just, you know, I ain't eating no steak, you know, filet mignons and stuff like that. No, I don't eat no 90-10 burger. None of them ribeyes, sirloins. No. I mean, when's the last time you seen me cook a pork chop? Well, I'll tell you what, it's been so long I can't even remember. Now, I did do that one pulled pork, you know, that big roast, which was, I might add, simply amazing. And for those of you who tried it, you thought so too. But I mean, that pulled pork roast, I ate on that for over a week and still put some in the freezer. See, this is traffic in Tallahassee. Why? Because it's now 3:29 in the afternoon and all the schools are out. And even though we got a really fine city school bus system that goes down every street right in front of everybody's house, for whatever reason, the vast majority of people, or maybe it's 50% or more, drive to the school to pick their kids up. Yep, they do. My kids wanted me to do it too. And I had to work for a living. I told them that just wasn't possible. The school bus dropped them right in front of the house. Now, granted, you know, it's grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles and all of that. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, you know, that way you make sure they're with you and they make it home safely. I just never could do it. Of course, I rode school bus all my life up until I saved up enough money for my very own first car. But that's a whole nother story. And like always, quite interesting. It had so many aspects about how young people perceive life and how it's going to go, and how parents perceive life, and it will go. Or at least that's the way it was when people were parents. Yep, we got backed up traffic. Of course, I will say, this only happens twice a day, in the mornings and in the afternoons. And normally I avoid this time of day at all costs. Why? Even though, you know, many of y'all, if you live in cities, you're probably laughing hilariously. That ain't traffic. Well, it is for me. And I've been in your kind of traffic in Atlanta, New York City, Los Angeles, DC, Nashville, Chattanooga, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, yeah, New Orleans. And I didn't ever like it. And I wouldn't like it now. I get nervous. I've seen far too many accidents over the course of my life commuting back and forth to work in all those places and more that I just mentioned. You know, that's why when I got an opportunity to pick a small town, I did. Now I hear that's getting more popular these days. People moving out in the country again. People moving to small towns and rural areas. Yeah, I hear there's quite a, you know, movement of that happening again in America and many other countries. That may be a good thing. It may be a bad thing. I guess it's all dependent on whether you're the city person or the small town person. Well, I'm sure their views are quite different. So yeah, did we learn anything today? Well, yeah, I'm sure some will say, yep, we learned Tom wastes money. Yep, well, I've heard that one all before on Fast Food Fridays for the Kitty Crew, which are my children. They bring me joy in a time over the last 3 years that hasn't had a whole lot of joy in it for the world, or any of us for that matter. And like today, so much happening, all of it's not good. This is a way to come out, share my time with all of y'all, do something I was a little curious about, recreate something that I got to wondering about the other night. when I was reminiscing. And you know what? That cheeseburger and that fries I bought way back 56 years ago, I don't think I've ever tasted or enjoyed a cheeseburger and fries more than I did on that particular day. Now, I wouldn't get one the next Friday or the next, but on occasion, over the course of a few years of me working there, I would splurge. And yeah, I'd also learn about inflation, because it wouldn't be very long for it too was not 73 cents anymore. You see, everybody's crying about inflation now. Well, this is the worst we've seen it in 40 years. Well, if you go back to the late 70s through the 80s, you'll see, far more worse than what we're seeing right now. And I know with the age of my viewers, you all know what I'm talking about. We've had inflation every year I've been alive. Sometimes it's 2%, 3%, sometimes 3 or 4. Sometimes, right now, it's at 7.5. So let's go in, see what we got, chat a little bit. We can all grab a bite and talk. Well, there you have it. We got them all out of the bag and got them all displayed there for you. So, you know, as soon as we get done talking about them real quickly, everybody can dig on in. But first up is McDonald's. Yep, right here. I think we're all aware of it. You know, hard to even see that meat patty in there. Yep. Looking pretty thin, ain't it? And you know, we all know what it is. It's got cheese, pickle, and those there onions with a little mustard and ketchup. Small order of fries. They didn't hurt themselves any on filling that bag up. Okay, and that came to, like I say, 4 in the nickel. The cheeseburger was $1.79, and the small fries was $1.89. Of course, you know, government's got to get their tax, 37 cents. Then we come over here to Jack's, which was the same price. Well, the total was $4.05. And its cheeseburger was $1.69, but the regular fry was $1.99. So, comes out to be the same, but the cheeseburger was 10 cents less than McDonald's, but the fries were 10 cents more. But at least you can see the burger, and it comes with one of them there artesian buns. Now, I think if I remember correctly, they're a potato bun. And it's of course got, you know, onion, pickle, and their special sauce. But then it comes with these crinkle fries, which are my favorites. Woo! These crispy golden brown nuggets of joy. Yeah, crispy on the outside, pillowy soft on the inside. Oh yeah, they more tasty. But then we come over here to Dairy Queen. Now I can't even remember last time I bought food at Dairy Queen. There's your fries. Yeah, without weighing them, I'm figuring there might be more. No, I'm thinking there's more than McDonald's. And then here's the cheeseburger. Here again, We got a finer looking bun, a way thicker meat patty. Of course, you can see the pickles, mustard, ketchup, cheese. So, the cheeseburger was $2, and so were the fries, because they got this 2 for $4 super snack. So both were a little bit more than both McDonald's and Jack's. And then we get over here to the people that were extremely proud of their cheeseburger and fries, and it shocked me. I had to ask, you sure that's for the small one? Because like I say, Hardee's has a small and a large. And this is what we got. It's got a little bit bigger meat patty than McDonald's. Got a sesame seed bun, but it's definitely the same size as the other 3. And the fries, they didn't hurt themselves filling up that container. Left plenty of room, unless y'all snuck some out. So, I don't think I'll be buying a cheeseburger and small fries from Hardee's anymore. But yeah, that cheeseburger right there was $3.29. Now the fries were the same price as, I believe. Well, yeah, they were 10 cents lower than the fries at McDonald's. Everybody else's fries was more, but the burger made up for it. So there you have it. There they are. And in the comments below, try to be kind on me. I was curious what it would cost to recreate that same meal. Very first one I ever bought with my very first own money. And I thought maybe y'all would like to come along for the ride and relive it with me too. So now, let me get y'all all fixed up, served, and we'll get to eating it up. Well, like I say, till I, Gracie, Kitty Crew, see y'all on the next video. Y'all take care. Stay safe. And God bless each and every one of you as you bless others. And hey, do something fun for yourself every once in a while to lighten up your day and lighten up your life. Well, I don't know about all y'all, but I'm hungry. Which one am I taking? I'm thinking that one right there, because it looks the tastiest. I already know it is. But that Dairy Queen now, if I had to say what was number 2, it'd be number 2. Hardee's would be number 3. Thinking about getting that gold plated. Yeah, I might want to freeze that McDonald's one and keep it for prosperity. And I'm sure, in 20 years, they'll be wanting $10 for that thing. Oh my. Woo! Well, I got my 3 other cheeseburgers all wrapped up and ready to go in the freezer. And my other 3 orders of fries. Yeah, as you might suspect, I ate the Jack's. That was the best looking one. Second being Dairy Queen. And I do love those crinkle cut, pillowy soft, golden crispy fries. Now, I got me 3 late night snacks for next month. Ooh, so good. Later all.